The histories of the Lost Cause are all written out by big bugs, generals and renowned historians. Well, I have as much right as any man to write a history. Sam Watkins.
One of the first to answer the Southern call was 21-year-old Sam Watkins of Columbia, Tennessee. He joined Company H of the 1st Tennessee at Nashville. Like most rebel soldiers, he owned no slaves.
The bugles sounded to strike tents and place everything aboard the cars. We went bowling along at 30 miles an hour as fast as steam could carry us. At every town and station, citizens and ladies were waving their handkerchiefs and hoorahing for Jeff Davis and the Southern Confederacy. It's worth soldiering to receive such a welcome as this. I always shot at privates. It was they that did the shooting and killing, and if I could kill or wound a private, why, my chances were so much the better. I always looked on officers as harmless personages. Sam Watkins. We were crowding them. One more charge and their lines waver and break. They retreat in wild confusion. We were jubilant, and the officers could not curb the men to keep them in line. Sam Watkins. Advancing a little further, we saw General Albert Sidney Johnston surrounded by his staff. We saw some little commotion among those who surrounded him, but we did not know at the time that he was dead. The fact was kept from the troops. Sam Watkins. A law was made allowing every person who owned 20 Negroes to go home. It gave us the blues. We wanted 20 Negroes. There was raised the howl of rich man's war, poor man's fight. From this time on till the end of the war, a soldier was simply a machine, a conscript. All our pride and valor had gone, and we were sick of war and cursed the Southern Confederacy. Sam Watkins. I saw the body of a man killed the previous day this morning, and a horrible sight it was. Such sights do not affect me as they once did. I cannot describe the change, nor do I know when it took place. Yet I know there is a change, for I look on the carcass of a man now with pretty much the same feeling as I would do were it a horse or a hog. I do not believe there was a soldier in his army but would gladly have died for him. With him, everything was his soldiers. He would feed his soldiers if the country starved. Sam Watkins. I've heard men say that if they ever killed a Yankee during the war, they were not aware of it. I am satisfied that on this memorable day, every man in our regiment killed from 20 to 100 each. All that was necessary was to load and shoot. He would have a man shot at the drop of a hat, and he'd drop it himself. Sam Watkins. The news came like a flash of lightning, staggering and blinding everyone. Farewell, old fella. We privates loved you because you made us love ourselves. Sam Watkins. I cannot describe it. I remember I went in the rear of the building, and there I saw a pile of arms and legs, rotting and decomposing. I have no recollection in my whole life of ever seeing anything that I remember with more horror. Sam Watkins. My boot was full of blood and my clothing saturated with it. I reached General Hood's headquarters. He was much agitated and affected. Pulling his hair with his one hand, he had but one, and crying like his heart would break. Sam Watkins.
Lee's men lined the road to his camp.
As he approached, we could see the reins hanging loose, and his head was sunk low on his breast. As the men began to cheer, he raised his head, and hat in hand, he passed by, his face flushed, his eyes ablaze. Were these things real? Did I see those brave and noble countrymen of mine laid low in death and weltering in their blood? Did I see our country laid waste and in ruins? Did I see soldiers marching, the earth trembling and jarring beneath their measured tread? Did I see the ruins of smoldering cities and deserted homes? Did I see the flag of my country that I had followed so long, furled to be no more unfurled forever? Surely they are but the vagaries of mine own imagination. But hush, I now hear the approach of battle. That low rumbling sound in the west is the roar of cannon in the distance. Private Sam Watkins, Company H, 1st Tennessee Regiment. America has no north, no south, no east, no west. The sun rises over the hills and sets over the mountains. The compass just points up and down. And we can laugh now at the absurd notion of there being a north and a south. We are one and undivided. Sam Watkins.